Hi, this is Soft Languages. Thanks for being here.
And today we're diving into something that sounds simple, but is actually quite complex.
Exactly. We're talking about how to explain complex ideas in simple language.
Which, ironically, is one of the hardest skills to master at an advanced level.
Especially at C2, where you already have the vocabulary, the structures, the nuance, but the challenge is clarity.
Right, because being advanced doesn't mean sounding complicated, it means having control.
So let's start with the question. Why do people make complex ideas sound even more complex?
Sometimes it's insecurity. If I use sophisticated terminology, I sound intelligent.
Or at least that's the illusion.
Exactly. But real mastery shows when you can say something difficult in plain language without losing depth.
Think of scientists who can explain quantum physics to a child.
Or economists who can describe inflation without using 10 technical terms in one sentence.
So let's model this. I'll start with a complex explanation. Ready?
Go for it.
Cognitive dissonance refers to the psychological discomfort experienced when an individual holds two or more contradictory beliefs, values, or attitudes simultaneously.
Very academic.
Now I'll simplify it. Cognitive dissonance is the uncomfortable feeling you get when your actions don't match what you believe.
Same idea. Fewer layers, clearer impact.
And notice we didn't oversimplify, we preserved meaning.
That's key. Simplifying isn't dumbing down, it's refining.
So how do we do it? First strategy, reduce abstraction.
Yes, abstract nouns can make speech heavy. Words like implementation, facilitation, optimization. Instead of saying the implementation of the strategy facilitated improved outcomes, you can say,
when we used the strategy, things improved.
Cleaner, more direct.
And it feels more conversational.
Another strategy is breaking long sentences into smaller ones.
At C2, you're capable of producing beautifully complex sentences with multiple clauses.
Relative clauses, conditionals, concessive structures.
Although the proposal, which had initially been met with skepticism, was eventually approved due to its long-term viability.
It's grammatically perfect, but in spoken English, that might be exhausting.
So you can restructure it. At first, people doubted the proposal. Later, they approved it because they saw it would work in the long term.
Same information, easier to process.
Especially in a podcast, a presentation, or a meeting.
Let's talk about metaphors. They're powerful tools.
Absolutely. A metaphor can translate a complex concept into something concrete.
For example, explaining the brain as a muscle.
Or describing trust as a bank account. You deposit small, positive actions. You withdraw when you make mistakes.
Suddenly, the idea becomes visual.
And memorable.
At C2, you also have flexibility with reformulation.
Yes, phrases like, in other words, to put it differently, what I mean is...
These discourse markers signal that you're about to clarify.
And that's a sign of communicative intelligence. Let's practice reformulating something abstract.
Okay.
Systemic inequality is perpetuated through institutional structures that disproportionately disadvantage certain groups.
Now say it in simpler terms.
Some systems are built in a way that makes life harder for certain groups of people, and that pattern continues over time.
Notice the verbs are built, makes life harder, continues, concrete actions.
Verbs are your allies when simplifying.
Because nouns tend to freeze ideas, verbs make them move.
That's a great way to put it.
Let's also talk about audience awareness.
Yes, simplicity depends on who you're speaking to.
So if you're addressing specialists, you can assume shared knowledge.
But if you're speaking to a general audience, you need scaffolding.
That might mean defining a term the first time you use it.
Or giving a quick example.
For instance, if I say confirmation bias, I might add, that's the tendency to notice information that supports what we already believe.
A short appositive explanation.
Seamless, not patronizing.
There's also rhythm.
Yes, advanced speakers sometimes forget about pacing.
If every sentence is dense, the listener gets lost.
So you vary length, a longer idea than a short one.
Let it breathe.
Exactly.
Another important skill at C2 is paraphrasing in real time.
Especially if you notice confusion.
You might say, "That sounded complicated. Let me rephrase." Or, "Basically."
That word, basically, is interesting.
It signals simplification.
But at C2, you can choose more precise alternatives. In essence, at its core, fundamentally.
Each one carries slightly different nuance.
In essence, feels analytical.
At its core, feels structural.
Fundamentally suggests something foundational.
This is where advanced vocabulary helps clarity instead of obscuring it.
Let's try a spontaneous example.
Okay, explain artificial intelligence in simple terms.
Artificial intelligence is when computers are designed to perform tasks that normally require human thinking, like recognizing patterns, making decisions, or understanding language.
That's clear.
If I wanted to simplify further, I might say, it's when machines learn to do things that usually only people can do.
And if your audience is a child,
It's when a computer can think a little bit like a person,
same concept, different layers of simplicity.
which shows that simplicity is adaptable.
Let's address something important: ego.
Ah, yes.
Sometimes we resist simplicity because it feels less impressive.
But clarity is impressive.
In fact, in professional context, clarity builds credibility.
If you can present a complex report in a way everyone understands, you become invaluable.
And that's a C2 skill: strategic communication.
Not just grammatical accuracy.
Exactly.
Before we finish, let's recap naturally. What have we explored?
We talked about reducing abstraction,
We talked about breaking long sentences into shorter ones.
using metaphors and concrete examples.
We talked about reformulating with discourse markers like "in other words" and "to put it differently."
We talked about choosing dynamic verbs over heavy noun phrases.
And adapting your language to your audience.
All of this allows you to express complex ideas simply.
Not by removing depth, but by organizing it better.
So here's a challenge for you. Take a complicated article you've read recently.
And try to explain it out loud in 2 minutes.
If you can do that clearly,
You're not just fluent, you're effective.
and that's the real goal at C2.
This was Soft Languages. If you want to practice this episode, look up the listening journal. See you next time.